white people in the North, in the Midwest, they are our greatest friends.
Oh man. Now I just got to take a second to digest what you said. You think that the whole Nolan Wells situation happened because he lived in Mississippi. Now, let me explain something to you. Hatred and racism does not have a specific address or country. It's in the mind of the individual that's doing the hating. No matter where they live, if they don't like you because of your background and such, they just don't like you. Where they live has nothing to do with New York, Mississippi, California, wherever. Consciously in their mind, they have made a decision that they don't like you because of your race or whatever. And many times, it will lead to violence. You know? Now, I wasn't there. I wasn't on the boat. I don't know how that kid died, but it's very suspicious. You know, he probably was set up. That's just my opinion. That's my singular opinion. But let me just say this. Yeah, you've been to many states and had many, encounters with white people, right? But that's your singular perspective. Your perspective is not every black person's perspective in America. Therefore, you don't speak for every black person. You don't. You speak for yourself. I hate it when, people think that their singular perspective is the general perspective of everybody. And it's not. You say that whites in the North are black people's greatest ally. Not really. They could just hide it better. Their racism is more intellectual. They know how, nowadays they know how to do things without resorting to violence. When I was coming up as a kid, there was so many violent incidents that I've witnessed. And I'm a 46-year-old black man that grew up in New York. We could talk about Yusef Hawkins. We could talk about Howard Beach. We could just talk about a whole bunch of different things that happened. Matter of fact, as a, young man, my father told me about the draft riots that happened up in Harlem when a whole bunch of Irish people went up to Harlem and killed blacks. And that's in New York. So it's not that white people in the North are black people's biggest allies. It seems like it today because of the civil rights era. It's not that. Their racism is just more sophisticated and more put together. They know how to hide it better. I'd rather be with an out-and-out backwoods racist. You know why? Because I know that he doesn't like me. He's not trying to hide it. The worst type of racist is the one that disguises himself as a liberal. The one that pretends to be your friend. But deep down inside, they really don't mean you any good. So, I'm going to just leave it like this. It's not about the state. The state has nothing to do, or the area has nothing to do with what happened to the kid. Nolan Wells could have happened anywhere. It just would have been different. Maybe he would have got beaten to death or shot. Who knows? But racism is everywhere in America. It doesn't matter where you go. Racist people are everywhere. My mother told me one day, as a young man, it's everywhere you go. I think it's time that you need to wake up.